We fucking love Blackpink.
Yeah, we're Blinks.
No, we're so hardcore Blink. If I ever get whiffs of Bengay, I immediately think of my grandma.
There's something about making this really big choice that is the most terrifying thing that you have ever done. But you know in your heart that there is no other option and you have to do it.
Also, Dimitri, probably one of my first crushes.
Oh, okay.
Hot.
Yeah, I think of Sailor Moon. Tuxedo. Tuxedo. Like a mosquito. Tuxedo mask.
Yeah. This is BRB Crying.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to BRB Crying. I'm Arns.
And I'm Nins. And thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Your two cry queens are back at it again. But we're changing things up. Usually what we do on this podcast is the two of us will tell each other something that made us cry. But today we're just going to be telling you everything that makes us cry in our bonus episode. So we are actually going to be playing a game today. No half-hour long stories. What we are going to do instead is pick a few of our loving cry categories, such as movies or shows that we haven't covered yet. Who knows what we've written in these little papers? Little prompts of things that have made us cry that fall under these categories. And then we'll just do it until we get bored of it.
Yeah, we're just gonna yap a little bit about it. I don't really expect this episode to be as
serious
in our feels as we often get, but who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who fucking knows?
Who fucking knows?
So yeah, that's the plan for today. Hope you're excited. Hope you're ready to see what BS comes out of our mouths, as always. But first, really quick, if you're new here, welcome. If you're old, welcome back, crybaby. Whether you're new or old, if for some reason you're not yet following us on socials, please do so at brbcrying.podcast. Send us your sob stories, send us cry recommendations, tell a friend about us, rate us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and follow us on YouTube. That's my little plug. If we make you laugh at least once today, you actually owe it to us.
Yeah. Contractually, you are obligated. Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Ooh, you look like you are bursting with some sort of
sob story. I do have a sob. Yes, thank you for the soundbite. That's really important. There's no way I could find one online.
No, it really is.
Yeah.
Brand recognition, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So.
I do have a sob story, and this one is not an official sob story per se, but this was a comment left on one of our YouTube videos. So I'm just going to get straight into it. Speaking of crying, Ariana, that's my name, my legal name. I worked at the school where your daughter goes, and when I had to leave due to overstaffing, it was so hard for me. I had been with these kids since they were practically babies/toddlers, and having to leave them after seeing them every day was so heartbreaking. Even though the kids were young, I feel like I just, quote unquote, disappeared from their lives. They may not understand what happened, and being in contact with other parents, the kids think I moved classes. To this day, it still makes me sad. I miss all of them so much. Your daughter will always be a special part of my life. You've done such a good job with her, and I loved having conversations with your silly girl. Tell her Miss Darla misses her. P.S. I literally ugly cried when I watched your episode when you talked about the early years of becoming parents, and you mentioned your husband said if he had at least so many years with her. I'm sure you remember the story. I don't know why watching that made me so emotional. Thank you for sharing. So, the context behind this, because when I first started reading this comment, I was so confused. I was like, wait, what? Who is this? And I realized this was one of my daughter's teachers at her Montessori school. And she left one day. This is my daughter's by far her favorite teacher, one of her teaching assistants. And one day she was gone, and we found out that she had left permanently. And we were so sad because we had no idea she was going. We didn't get to say bye. And, we didn't really know what to tell Sana. So I was so happy to see this comment. First of all, thank you, Miss Darla, for listening, for watching. I didn't even know that you did, but that was such a pleasant surprise. And it just breaks my heart a little bit because I'm thinking of it from the perspective of my child and like, oh man, what are we going to tell them? I'm sure all the other parents are thinking that too, but I don't think I ever stopped to think, well, what about the person who had to leave? What was that like for her? Because I assumed it was a choice. I assumed it was her going because she wanted to, not because of overstaffing. And so it was just such a bittersweet moment. And I just want to thank everyone out there who's a caregiver for a child, because it is no easy feat being around these toddlers day in and day out. You become literally their favorite people on earth because they spend maybe even more time with you than they do with their own parents sometimes. And so I'm just really grateful for my child, like to be surrounded by that kind of community. And I'm grateful for all of the caregivers out there who are leaving such an imprint on these children and continuing to think about them even when they leave. So,
yeah, I think someone who's on the outside of this relationship, kind of watching how all of that unfolded, first, I think that even if you aren't a caregiver, even if you aren't, a parent who's dealing with this exact scenario, it did kind of remind me of like those moments where life just takes a turn and things change and you don't get the opportunity to say goodbye. And even if it's like something that you're expecting, like a graduation or like you change jobs, there is still this inevitable ending date where these people that fill your days are no longer going to be there. But I think maybe a past version of me would have just been like, oh, well, that's that. There's no way for me to express my gratitude and just say how much I appreciated that time together. But I'm just really touched that Miss Darla felt safe enough to do that, sought you out, and beautifully shared all these memories that she had with her. And I think that's just so cool that people are doing that. People are not thinking anymore, oh, it's probably weird for me to leave this comment.
No.
The window's passed for me to explain.
Yes,
it's
exactly.
Like no one, I mean, at least our community is like, yeah, let's just wear our heart on our sleeves. Let's just show gratitude as often as we can and just feel good about that. So that was what I took away when I saw that comment come through.
I love that. And I think that's the perfect reminder to anyone. Like if you think of someone, no matter how long it's been, like reach out. There's no way they're not going to be delighted seeing your name pop up.
Yeah.
It's
so funny. Like for my day job, I had, this like weekly meeting in front of all these people. And I was planning on publicly thanking a person on my team because they had done something above and beyond. And I remember like the opportunity presented itself. And I don't know why my habit was like, oh my God, should I say it? Should I say it? And then obviously I was like, no, fuck it. Of course I'm going to say it. I took the moment and like you could tell how much it meant to him to hear someone publicly acknowledge what he had done. And so it just feels really good to, yes, receive that praise, but also to give it. And I really have been taking an active effort to like stop listening to that voice in my head that tells me that's fucking weird. Don't do that. Like, no, just don't bother. Like, it just feels so good.
Yeah.
So
both ways.
Yeah.
So thank you, Miss Darla. And again, send us your sob stories.
Yeah. If you want us to talk about you and like just shower you with praise for, I don't know,
5 minutes.
5 minutes, that could be you.
It's really easy. Yeah.
If you send us a sob story.
All right.
Okay.
Should we get into it?
I guess you'll start off.
I'm ready.
Okay, so Arns is going to pick a category, a cry category.
Cry category.
and she will answer the question. Should we both answer the question?
Of course we're going to both answer the question.
Yeah, I want to answer the question too.
Well, you think you're not going to be burning?
All right, next question.
Not even listening to my response. You want to answer so bad, Stupid. All right. Ooh, celebrity interview moments.
Ooh, that was me. That was me.
Whoa. Blindsided me. Celebrity interview moments
that have made you cry.
I'm going to have to, sorry, I'm racking my brain for all the times I cried during a celebrity interview. Okay, I'm just going to go with the one that came to mind.
Okay.
I already talked about this though, but you know what? Maybe listeners don't remember because I mentioned it very offhand. Emma Watson's segment on Jay Shetty's podcast.
Okay. Which segment? Because it was 3 hours long, so to be a little bit more specific.
It was just her. Oh my God, what was it? I think I teared up a couple times. She was talking about how hard it was because when you go on these sets, it's so, from the outside, it looks so glamorous. You assume everyone's best friends with each other, but the reality is it's not always like that. And there were so many moments where she wanted that friendship, she wanted that connection, and it wasn't being reciprocated. And it just was such a vulnerable moment to share as someone who is really fucking famous.
Yeah.
To say, I felt like I didn't have anyone. And that was just like, whoa.
Yeah.
That was a bit like mind shattering for me. And her voice broke when she was, there was no way I wasn't going to tear up listening to that.
And that was like 20 minutes in or something like that.
Please.
Because I remember that too. Like just how raw that was. I mean, I know you and I do that shit like every fucking episode, but it really is such a new and different place for people to be. But when they do that, like when they show the side to themselves, like we listened to that months ago, and that is the part that is still so vivid in our minds. Yeah, that one hit me too.
And it's funny you say that because it took me a while to remember what she was even crying about. But the first thing I remembered was the way she was saying it and the way she was feeling. Like I was recalling the feeling she was feeling.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, and this is what she was talking about. So it's like those feelings stick with you.
I know. Yeah. I loved that interview. Like, I feel like they covered so much. I feel like I got to know her because obviously we all develop these really parasocial relationships with the people that have been on our screens our entire childhood. And you just think that they are their character. And maybe that's true to an extent, but I thought that was such a wonderful glimpse into the full depth of who she is.
Yeah.
And I already loved her, but now I really love her.
All right.
Okay.
What was your answer that you obviously had an answer to while you were writing the question?
I know everyone's going to think I'm just going to pull some Ariana Grande moment out of my butt. But
that is true.
That is true. That was one of the ones that came to mind, her Vogue interview where she talked about how beauty was hiding for her.
Oh.
Did you watch that one?
I guess you're going to talk about it.
do too. Okay, so the first one, she was doing like a get ready with me for Vogue, and I guess one of the prompts was like, what does beauty mean to you? And this was during her like Wicked era. So obviously she has done very different makeup styles over the years, and she had talked about how growing up, beauty was a way of hiding. It was like during her 20s, I guess, the caricature of what Ariana Grande was so far removed from who she felt she really was, but she used that as a way to hide from people. But now beauty is a way for her to just like really embrace who she is. So that one, highly recommend, but that was not the one that I wanted to. I was actually going to talk about Lalisa from Blackpink. I don't think we've ever mentioned this. We fucking love Blackpink.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever. Yeah, we're Blinks.
No, we're so hardcore Blink. Like, we had a few years where, like, rent free in our heads. Like, every time we were together, we would just watch Blackpink videos.
We saw them in LA. I was pregnant.
Oh my God. Sana's first concert.
She was bouncing around in there. It was crazy. Yes.
We fucking love Blackpink. And for those that have been following these women in this group, they did do kind of like solo ventures during the past year. And Lalisa had released an album. And Lalisa is like a powerhouse performer. She has like a crazy aura on stage. And so I guess when it translated to her album, it was like very banger heavy, like songs that you can very easily picture her performing on stage. So like heavy hitters, a lot of big sound and whatever. And I saw that there were a lot of criticisms once that album came out because she was releasing it to Western audiences. And, you know, obviously Blackpink is from Korea, so it was a very different audience that she was targeting with her solo career. But the criticism was that there wasn't a lot of quote unquote depth to her music when the album came out. And she did an interview a few months after its release, but she did it in her home country in Thailand.
Oh.
And darn, I really should have looked up the interviewer's name. But they had the entire conversation in Thai. And I had just like English translations as subtitles. So hopefully they were like pretty accurate. But she had talked about how difficult that was for her to hear that because yes, she is known worldwide as Lalisa and she has, you know, a huge team of people, but really when it comes to like breaking into the American music industry, she felt like she was like starting from scratch. She didn't have these relationships with these recording studios or these producers. So she really was like doing things on her own a lot of the time. And obviously, you know, she was in White Lotus, whatever, like very busy, very pop star lifestyle. But it just struck me that the way that she was articulating all of this in her native language and all of the thoughts that were pouring out of her, I was like, I feel like people are so insensitive to the fact that like English is not the only fucking language in the world. And there is just so much more to people than, I think it just broke me because it's just another example of stardom being a really heavy price, right? You have so many people around the world who love you, but at the same time, you're so open and vulnerable to any sort of criticism. But just like watching her explain that and like just feel very human in that moment. Because I look at Lalisa and I'm like, that girl's not fucking human. She's out of this world, like incredible. But just seeing that moment where she was like trying to process the criticisms, trying to like receive it with grace, but also like explaining her experience throughout that whole process. Like it stayed with me.
Yeah.
It stayed with me.
There's this creator on TikTok where he explained it so well. He was like, the thing is, when you get bigger and more famous, the flops don't stop. You just flop more grandly. Like the highs are high, but the lows are still fucking low. Like exactly what you were saying. Imagine having like the world on your side and then in an instant people are like, oh, I don't know about that. Like, holy shit. I can only imagine how heartbreaking. And people might think, oh, but she's so famous. But like, no. You still feel that the same way because you're fucking human.
Yeah. And I just felt like so devastated to hear that people were writing her off as like, you know, super shallow because the music was about, you know, lifestyles and whatever. But it's like, okay, people are so much more than just what their art is showing you in that moment. Like, let's not forget that. Yeah. Let's not forget. These are real humans behind it.
Yeah.
Fuck.
By the way, we'll definitely link all of these. We're not going to make you search.
Shut the fuck out, Blackpink, though.
Dude. Oh, God. All right.
30 minutes later after one question. Okay. Next category. TikTok trends.
Or videos. I know there's so many.
There's so many. I actually posted a TikTok on our TikTok.
We'll link it.
About which TikToks made me cry.
TikTok, yes.
I think I'll just say, because it's the one that came to mind at first, was around Dia de los Muertos, when people are putting up ofrendas for their pets. Must I continue
You must
talking
not.
about it?
You must not. Yeah.
And then like they would show like their living pet playing around it or like watching I can't do it.
Stop.
I can't.
Don't.
And then they would put like the
You say I can't. You keep going.
Coco guitar.
Remember Me?
Yeah. Like just like the instrumental.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. It's too much.
It is.
Delete those videos.
Yeah. Nasty.
I reported them all.
There are people out there whose accounts got flagged and disabled because you reported their pet ofrenda videos.
Y'all got shadow banned for a reason. Fuck.
Okay. I think the one that comes to mind for me is the one where you you carry your child for the last time.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, obviously these were already coming on my feed, and then all these other people are like DMing us, right? You've seen that, like, oh my God, this made me cry. And I was like, I can't watch these anymore. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there's this trend where a parent will go up to their usually preteen, teenage child and say, a lot of people don't know when is the last time they get to hold their child. So I want to take the time and pick you up one last time today. So we know, we can say that this is the last time I got to hold you this way. I just saw one maybe a couple days ago, and
They're still doing that
they're
shit?
still doing it. They all hurt. And in this one, the teenage, like his mom isn't even done talking and he just starts sobbing. She hasn't even picked him up yet. He just starts sobbing and breaks my fucking heart.
Cry baby.
Cry fucking baby. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are rough. Those are really rough.
Yeah. We'll also report those.
Nasty. Oh, I like that, but that was a little shorter than our first
because
one.
the last one was
20 minutes.
Yeah, each.
All right. Realizations in therapy. Ooh. I actually just had therapy a couple hours ago. I don't think I cried though. So I've been seeing my therapist for the past 5 years now. And shout out, I love you.
She listen?
She comes across our videos sometimes. Yeah.
Hi.
Hey. And during my very first ever session with her, it was over Zoom because it was during lockdown. Well, I was a different person completely. And I was very much, like, I would say kind of more of a shadow of myself. I felt very small. And we talk about this a lot, how much I've changed in that way. But one of the things she told me, because I had mentioned how I have a hard time, like, sharing how I feel and expressing it and stuff. This was,
5 years ago.
5 years ago.
Yeah.
And she said, when babies enter this world, they come in screaming and crying. Our inclination as human beings is to express ourselves. And it's not normal to keep that in. And that was just like the fact that it stuck with me from that very first conversation, and the way I see how both of us, like how much we exemplify that now. I don't know. It's just really cool. Growing is really cool.
Yeah.
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 What about you?
Honestly, I'm going to have to look this up because I write bars that she says on my notes app.
I have like journal entries.
You know what I mean? So I actually have a different experience with therapy. I've had a few therapists over the last few years, but one of the things that I've really been working on is like this need for affirmation, or like this need for validation constantly, like, oh, you're doing a good job, or just wanting to hear that from people. And I remember just feeling very insecure for a long time, and like coming into this really shaky, like coming into therapy really shaky, not really having a strong foundation to sort my emotional shit out, and like really being rocked by so many things around me. And the therapist that I had gone to probably for about 2 years at this point, she had been my therapist right at the start of us starting this podcast. And so she had watched, as kind of with all things, when you start a project, you're feeling your way. It's like learning how to walk, right? And there was a lot of doubts for me, at least in the beginning. And then once we had kind of found our stride, and I was talking about how I never really realized how much impact our words were having on people. When I was thinking about like the impact that we had had on our audience, and I was like still feeling like I was craving validation from this or that person. And she had been such a strong supporter of this journey for me. And she was like, I wish the world could see how brilliant you are. And like that to me, like hearing her say that was like so affirming. It was as if I no longer was seeking that from whoever I was seeking it from. Like that was enough to validate me in that moment.
I feel that. That is a really hard one.
Yeah.
I feel like as humans, we're social beings and we can't help but want the affirmation and the validation.
Yeah.
But finding it within yourself is, I mean, when you can reach that, those moments where you can reach for that, you don't need it from anyone else.
Yeah. And I think it's so cool. Like these lessons that they share with us, it's so simple. And it's like, yeah, that makes sense.
Duh.
But for whatever reason, in that setting, it just hits so much harder. Like it's so much more meaningful when it comes from this outside person who's not affected by your life. It just is telling you what you need to hear in the moment. Go to therapy, everyone.
This is why I think truly therapy it can be so valuable. Because sometimes when you're in the thick of it, you can't see what is so obvious. And to have someone reflect it back to you with such clarity.
Yeah.
And then like what you were saying, it's kind of like, well, duh. Like, of course I knew that. But it's like, well, you weren't arriving at that point on your own.
Right.
So for some people, like it can be so helpful.
Shout out therapists.
Shout out.
Thank you.
Shout out mental health.
Okay. Is it my turn? My turn. We keep pulling each other's questions.
I know. Did you pull mine again?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Okay. Ooh, scents. Ooh.
I must admit, this was not my idea. I told Jomi about our little...
Yeah.
I was like, what category would you say? He's like, oh, scents. Like, I was like, ooh, Ninza's going to love that.
I know. I am a perfume girly. That is one of my many hobbies. Scents. Let me think about this. You know what's so funny? I was thinking of if I ever get whiffs of Bengay.
Oh.
If I ever get whiffs of Bengay, I immediately think of my grandma. My grandma, my dad's mom, who passed when I was like 11, but by far was the grandparent that I was closest with. I lived with her. She took care of me for a lot of my childhood, and she was like such a character, like always yapping on the phone with her girls.
Gotta.
While painting her nails.
Hell yeah.
While smoking a cigarette.
Let's go.
With curlers in her hair, duster on. And she was just such an incredible grandma. And like, I miss her a lot. Like, I always wonder what my life would look like if we had more time together and I could go to her as yet another maternal figure. But she always smelled like Bengay at night to help with her joints.
Yeah.
So
it's funny because I smelled Bengay the other night because Jomar was using it. And I immediately also thought of my grandma.
Really?
My dad, also my dad's mom. And it wasn't quite Bengay, but it was a Bengay adjacent. She was using something, but I was like, I immediately started crying. And I was like, oh my God, these scents. And like, I don't know, there's something about like a grandparent and the smell of them when you can't really conjure anything else, right? It's like, it just really transports you.
Yeah.
That's really funny. Bengay. Yeah. So Bengay from our paternal grandmothers.
Sponsor us.
Bengay. Yeah.
How about you?
That is my answer.
That was your answer too?
Yes.
Oh my God, how funny.
I mean, I guess in general, just like scents that remind me of my paternal
I see.
grandma.
You just copied my answer.
Yeah, I know.
Paternal
I'm just really
grandma.
unoriginal. Her house, her little apartment is across the street from Sana's Montessori school. So I think about her every single day. Every single day.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I don't know how long that school has been there, but up until she passed in 2012, you know, like
Yeah.
I was going to that apartment. I spent so much of my childhood there.
Yeah.
And it's just so wild. Like I never thought that in another part of my lifetime, I would be turning this other direction. And I don't know. It's just, I think about her a lot. It's such a different relationship from parents.
Yeah.
So if anyone listening out there has had the opportunity to spend time with any of their grandparents, like really, like that's so special.
Yeah. I know. I'm jelly.
Jelly.
Shout out Pilar.
Is that her name? Oh, shout out Fe.
Miss you.
Yeah.
Love you.
Love you. Oh, I picked my own.
Oh.
Childhood films.
Ooh.
But this is one I know we both had on our minds as it could be something to talk about. So
I had it on my mind as a question.
Oh, yeah, same.
I don't know what my answer is.
Well, adjacent. Childhood films that scarred me. I probably cried because I was scared. Lion King. Your dad's brother unalives your dad in front of your face.
Yeah.
Horrifying.
Yeah.
Scarring.
Ooh.
Yeah. But in adulthood, I'm rewatching Disney films with Sana. And I talked about Moana for one of our episodes, but we watched Mulan. And I definitely did not cry watching Mulan when I was a child. It was my favorite Disney movie growing up. But when I watched it as an adult, have you ever watched it as an adult? Okay, it's like I know what's going to happen, but the scene where she decides to steal away in the middle of the night and she goes in. Yeah, the fucking like epic music.
Yeah.
Because I think at the beginning of that scene, that's where she watches her dad like try and then he falls and then she does it and she like cuts off her hair and it's just like, oh, I don't know. There's something about like just making this really big choice that is the most terrifying thing that you have ever done. But you know in your heart that there is no other option and you have to do it and you have to listen to that call.
You know what's so funny?
What?
I didn't think you were going to mention that scene. The scene that makes me cry all the time when I watch Mulan is when the emperor says like his big speech to Mulan, like, destroyed my palace and saved us all. And then the entire crowd like bows. And I'm laughing because when I think about our realizations in therapy, like they are so similar to the scenes that we pulled from Mulan. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
You answering the call.
Yeah. Yeah.
Me wanting to feel validated.
Yeah. Yeah. There's something there.
There's something there.
What would your answer have been though, aside from Mulan?
Oh, gosh. Honestly, I'm going to shout out my girl Anastasia.
Ooh.
Did you watch Anastasia?
I did a long time ago.
It's about
Rasputin.
Yeah.
And
You
the
remember.
Bolshevik Revolution.
Yeah.
No, because remember I told you a few months ago that I had a weird uptick in Bolshevik Revolution content on my feed. I don't know what the fuck happened.
I don't know that they ever said Bolsheviks in this movie, but
like I went down a deep rabbit hole. So yes, I am familiar.
okay. Yeah. So the whole movie, Anastasia, opens up with the royal family being murdered. There's only one survivor, Anastasia. And then she ends up growing up in an orphanage. And like one of the first scenes is she's like kicked out of this orphanage because she's like 18 and she like needs to find her way. Banger song, by the way.
Which one?
Heart Don't Fail Me Now. That one.
Got it.
Like the whole song is about her being like, okay, like this is it. I'm on my journey now. This is my life. But then you realize like how much she's actually just longed to know where she comes from. And like there's like a small little snippet of like her walking in the snow and then she's like on her way to, is it Moscow or something, like the big city, and then she like sees this family, like this young family like playing, and she's like, obviously it's to imply like that's all she's ever wanted to know. And then when she finds out like, oh, actually you're a fucking princess, it's like that didn't really matter to her. Like all she really wanted was to know her family. And she finds her grandma, her paternal grandma.
That's the name of this episode. Paternal grandmas. Fuck.
Yeah, that one gets me.
Ooh, I'm gonna need to give that a rewatch.
Yeah, banger soundtrack too.
Sick.
Also, Dimitri, probably one of my first crushes.
Oh, okay. All right.
Hot.
Yeah. I think of Sailor Moon.
Tuxedo.
Tuxedo. Like a mosquito. Tuxedo mask.
Yeah.
Tuxedo mask.
Tuxedo mask. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was hot too.
Oh my God. Yeah. All right.
Oh, was it my turn? Text from a parent. In line with my therapy realization that made me cry, this story actually sends me chills, but I gave the context of my therapist saying, I wish the world could see how brilliant you are. I took a while to muster up the courage to tell my family that I was doing this podcast. I don't know why. It's just like me being shy and me being used to making content and getting over that whole hump and that fear. So I finally ended up telling my dad about it probably, I don't know, 10 episodes in or like at some point during our first year. And he was like, oh, this is through text. And he was like, oh, like, can you send me your YouTube page? Like, I want to subscribe. I want to like watch the episodes. And then, you know, I think maybe in my teenager mind, I was like, oh my God, don't listen. Like, I don't know what the fuck I'm saying on there. So I kind of like, oh yeah, like here's our page. Don't feel obligated to like listen to every episode. By the way, it's so funny. Like when we meet people and they're like, I'm not caught up yet. And I'm like, I don't care.
That's okay.
We don't care.
Same.
Yeah. So anyway, I was like, don't feel obligated to like listen to every single word. But yeah, like it's just been really fun for me to do this, whatever, you know, me and Orange just will tell each other things that make us cry. And dead ass, do you want to know what he replied? Did I tell you this?
If you did, I don't remember.
He replied, wow, what a brilliant idea. So that one,
yeah,
we cried a little bit.
Just a little.
So, okay.
All right. Also a text from my father.
Oh my God, you were stealing.
I know,
literally.
I'm so sorry. I don't have any original ideas.
Well, we are the same person. We've lived
true.
the same life. So.
That is true. He was traveling somewhere and he sent a photo, but the photo didn't send because of Wi-Fi issues. So It was just the caption.
Okay.
And it was, I always think of you and I'm always proud of you. I was like, what? What?
Why am I crying?
Because it's a crazy thing for Ben to say. Those words are rarely spoken by this man, but it was just really jarring. I mean, obviously it was a wonderful feeling, but whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the picture? Did you ever find out?
It was like a quote. It was like a quote of him at a mall somewhere, you know, but
yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Shout out our moms too, but like they're so much more expressive about like
exactly,
you know,
exactly.
Hi, beauty, love you so much. Have a great day. You know?
Yeah, the amount of voicemails I get could have been text messages. You know, lots of words being exchanged on that end,
and so the rarity of a text from dad.
Yeah,
love it.
Love it.
All right. This is clearly mine. I don't remember what it was.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I know what it is. We'll end it on a fun note.
Okay, perfect. Oh, no. Irrational fears from childhood. Vacuums. I swear to God, if you put a vacuum near my fucking feet.
Like you would cry?
The way my chest constricts just imagining it. When I was younger, I was afraid of it vacuuming my feet, obviously. My feet being gone.
Yeah. Interesting. It's like loud.
I don't even think it was that. It was the motion of like it gets closer to.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Mine was anytime I watched a movie where someone was sick. I guess I was a hypochondriac.
Yeah.
I just immediately was like scared that I was going to be sick.
Oh my God. Yikes.
Yeah. And I would like cry. I would go to the doctor because I would be like so scared.
Whoa, that's intense.
Yeah, a lot of like anxiety about like
Example?
anything would scare me. I'm pretty sure I told you this story. So my older cousin, he was probably in his 20s at the time. This was like big era of like home videos where like you just record stuff at
Camcorder.
home. Camcorder vibe. And he would make like the dumbest movies. Like he would like write these skits that were like so dumb.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the movies was him dying because his belly button got infected. And so in his movie, he like staged his whole death scene where he put ketchup on his belly button. And he was like on the couch, right? Like,
Oh my God.
and it's like so stupid. But me, I was like 6 at the time. I was like, so scared. Oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. Looking at my own belly button, like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So could not watch movies where people were like, that had to be a trigger warning for me.
Do you still feel any vestige of that hypochondriac, that anxiety of, oh my God, I might have this thing?
Yeah, like a little bit, but like not to the extreme it was as a kid because now I have resources.
WebMD, Google.
WebMD, that one just really wants you to panic.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not as bad.
Okay. Growth.
Yeah. There you have it.
There you have it.
Our cry categories.
Love it. That was fun.
That was really fun. That was pretty funny.
If you enjoyed this and you want us to do another episode like this, let us know what categories you want us to cover next time.
Yeah.
I like doing episodes like this because it's, again, like with our last bonus episode, so much more of what a conversation between us is like, just on the reg.
Yeah. And yet we still fucking cried.
Still did. Surprise, surprise.
Surprise. Okay. We're going to wrap this up. Mm-hmm. See you next time.
See ya.
But until then.
BRB, crying.